considering that you've recognized that you were wrong in the past, like that means you self-reflected, you changed your opinion, you saw with an introduction of new facts. And I am a little late, and I apologize, and I will tell you exactly why I'm late, because this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of HasanAbi Piker in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. So help me God. Hold on, I'm fixing my audio levels real quick, because obviously I was quiet, and you might have noticed that I was quiet. You probably, if you're parasocial enough, you know already why I was quiet on my audio levels. And that is because I was on the desktop doing interviews, numerous interviews conducted with members of the media, including the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Kulinski. That's right. The secular talk legend himself. Anyway, last night I ended the broadcast. I shot the podcast, the Fear M podcast. And the Fear M podcast we shot super freaking late. It started at 10 because QTCinderella had to go to the Doyers game. So for that reason, I had to stay up until like 12:30 or till 1, which was really terrible. And then I had to wake up late as well, which is what pushed back all of my schedule. 1:30 is an early bedtime for me. Yeah, it's a late bedtime for me. It's a very late bedtime for me. And the reason for why it's a very late bedtime for me is because I usually wake up at 6. Oh, there was a Fear End leak. I know, this is really funny. QTCinderella called me, and I was so happy that my friend is thinking of me. And I had to hear Austin Show's gay ass voice say, "Hello, Prezzo. You are on the Fear End podcast with QT Austin, Will, and Hasan. Friendship isn't real on this website." Yeah, this is from the Patreon episode, which was an absolute banger. ID Magazine quoted you on your post about Speed. Oh yeah, he's America's greatest cultural ambassador. Yep, I did say this about him to ID Magazine. And I just say this about him in general. It's correct. I just wanted to make some income where I didn't have a job. Yeah, Speed. Speed's motion's crazy. No, that would be Asmongold. I think it's the exact opposite reality. One is touching grass all the time. The other one never does. We're going to get some fun this weekend. Yeah, I'm trying to do Spud Bros with Finneas again. As you guys know, the endless will they, won't they eat jacketed potatoes together. But you know, every time I brought that up, it usually falls apart. I believe PeachJars is here. Maybe we can do something with her. I've been meaning to go to Deco Den, QTCinderella's Deco Den. Maybe we could do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Go get like 6-7 spuds. Oh yeah, right. Spuds. Would you deco the spuds? Well, when you think about it, spuds are structurally built like Deco Den, or kind of, maybe that works. What do you think about that? Everyone calls you a liar now after your airport story. I gotta stop reading this shit, dude. I can't. Brother, the Department of Homeland Security admitted it. I don't understand what, like, people just genuinely don't give a you know? It's so strange. It's like no one is disputing this except for schizos online. And then people that go to these like schizo forums online go, dude, everyone feels this way. Yeah, you're right. Everyone is on board with what you're saying. It's interesting though, because I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If enough people are hallucinating an alternative reality, facts genuinely don't matter. And instead of people going, hey man, maybe I'm being misled. Maybe I'm being misled by these communities that I'm a part of, especially considering that like virtually every outlet has reported on this. The Department of Homeland Security has admitted that it happened. Perhaps I'm being misled by these people. They just go, nah, it's everyone else that's wrong except for my tightly knit and totally normal stalking community. So many people are just pushing themselves to the verge of schizophrenia. You know what I mean? Anyway, it really doesn't matter. It is what it is. It is pretty funny though, because like a lot of where this like misinformation is coming from is unironically supposed to be communities that hate the Trump administration. They claim to hate the Trump administration. They claim to hate the Department of Homeland Security's actions, but they drop all of that at the first sight of trying to attack me, and it is what it is. It shifted from your detention to the amount of time you were detained. You were still detained and asked questions that infringes on your rights law. I know, it's so ridiculous. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, centrist like Tim Pool. How do you ensure that you're not in your own echo chamber? I try to control it myself, but I often look back and see what an idiot I was. I mean, part of the reason why I insure it, like part of how I insure it is by constantly piercing the veil and looking at what the other groups are saying, what the outside is saying. It's also part of the reason why I have a normally 10-minute follow, only a 10-minute follow on my broadcast, so that like dumbasses can come in and do their first time chatting. And sometimes people abuse that, but it is what it is. But there's nothing wrong with looking back at what you used to believe and exercising a healthy amount of skepticism for what you believe right now, considering that you have recognized that you are, you've recognized that you were wrong in the past. Like that means you self-reflected, you changed your opinion, you saw with an introduction of new facts that you were able to critically examine and critically re-examine your own worldview. So that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, you know? And maintaining that healthy dose of skepticism and hopefully continuing to engage in critical thinking is a good thing. You should celebrate that growth and you know, keep it going. I do believe that a lot of these people that find themselves in the throes of this kind of back and forth in this kind of like silliness, they will eventually go back on their positions and also self-reflect down the line. It might take a year, it might take a couple months. There will be a moment where I think they'll just snap out of this stupor, you know? Wait. Y'all, I just got asked if I'm familiar and trust Hasan in a YouGov survey among other right-winger streamers and assorted media personalities. Holy shit. Kai Cenat was a trusted media personality amongst like Theo Von and shit. This was the list. Jordan Peterson, Aiden Ross, The Rock, Elon, Theo Von, Ben Shapiro, Hasan, Charlie Kirk, Kanye, Kai Cenat, Trevor Noah, Dr. Umar Johnson, Charlemagne, Logan Paul, Joe Rogan, Sneeko, Speed, KSI, Mark Cuban, John Cena, Andrew Tate, Tony Hinchcliffe, Dean Withers, Mr. Beast, Jake Paul, LeJuan James, Carlos Eduardo Espina, and Christian Maldonado. All sides influencer bias. Rating based on online content only. Ratings do not reflect accuracy or credibility. They reflect perspectives only. On the left, we have Mary L. Trump, Nicholas Kristof, Paul Krugman, Ezra Klein, David Hogg, Cornell Wells, Anna Marie Cox, and HasanAbi. Yeah, me and Ezra Klein. And Jeff Tiedrick, foremost leftist.